Hi, this is Conrad Zimmerman of FistShark Marketing. If you like the show, we hope you'll consider supporting it on Patreon. Or if you hate the show, you can make an ironic statement with a small monthly contribution. That sure would show us. Either way, go check out patreon.com/FistShark or click the big Patreon button at FistShark.com. And thanks for listening.
I was hoping you guys could help me puzzle something out today.
Okay, well, what do we got?
We've got a bit of a PR problem. It's to do specifically with the car diapers.
Oh, yeah, that's been a pretty good program. Little rough on acceptance, but people have been coming around.
Well, I mean, people often use cars as status symbols. So a lot of the high-end users were reluctant to put a big diaper on the end of their car, even if it does help with high carbon emissions and that sort of thing. We are an ecologically conscious company, which is why we took the contract on in the first place, and we really tried to communicate how putting a diaper on your car helps protect the environment. And a lot of people were hesitant, but some of the people who are more concerned with our Mother Earth, dare I say, or Father Earth, if you're more progressive, would, a lot of those people more concerned with that side of things did start to use it, and then it became more uniform, especially in Boston, where it's taken off. And then we saw some of the higher adopters, because once we introduced designer diapers for your car, ones with little Nike symbols on and everything, then it really took off. So sales figures, car diapers are doing really well.
I think that the best move that we managed to pull off in regards to this was getting Tom Hanks on board, because he has always been one of those very, very earth-conscious individuals. Mm-hmm. He's one of those first electric car owners back in the day, and getting him to appear in an ad with the car diaper and in the diaper himself, I think really sort of normalized it for people and let them think, hey, Tom Hanks is just like me.
Yeah.
I'm just like Tom Hanks. I need a diaper on my car.
It was a fantastic commercial.
It really was. It went over very well.
We had Tom Hanks there, on the TV screen, just shot from the chest up, shirtless. I'm so glad he went for that. Shirtless, just looks at the camera, says, we got to take care of the environment. We can't just cast away the gifts that the planet has given us. So why don't you make an express trip, or should I say a polar express trip, to your local Walmart and buy a diaper for your car? And that's when it pans out and he's wearing the diaper, and then just sort of looks at the camera and says, now, if you excuse me, I've got to take a gump. And then the rest of the advert, 3 minutes of him just straining, just... Come on, go, it's only a green mile down the road. Like that, and people found that engaging.
Yeah, no, and I think that one of the bolder moves that we made was making sure that ad was played during the halftime break of the NCAA finals. Really, really got a lot of eyes on it, got people engaged. Not cheap, but worth every penny. A 4-minute ad on TV is unusual. It's kind of groundbreaking.
It was huge. I mean, You could even say it was big.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely big.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was, as you say, big. But yeah, I mean, the hashtag take a gump on my chest was, I mean, that took off. That was gangbusters. We didn't even come up with that. That was just the internet seizing on an opportunity. And it got the car diaper thing out there. So, thanks for that. But there is an issue. This comes back to the puzzle. The problem that I'm having with this.
Right. So what's the problem then?
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of I guess activists, these kind of people, activists, pundits. It's been going around on the news a bit. Some people are trying to make some unfair links between the increasing popularity of car diapers and the recent uptick of carbon monoxide poisonings in and around the Boston area, predominantly, I will admit, where the diapers are being sold. But I see no link.
Well, the whole point of the car diaper is to sort of capture the emissions from the car and keep them safely contained inside the boot, if you will. You know, effectively the ass of the car.
Yeah. I mean, it goes around basically the entire second half of the car, with space for the wheels, you know, in the little wheel holes, covers the exhaust pipe, so it captures all the waste. While you're driving around, you're safe in the knowledge that you're not damaging the atmosphere in any way. You drive back to your home, where you close the garage door, and that's where you change the diaper. And of course, because it's all contained in the garage, it's not seeping out into the atmosphere. So you're there in a garage, and you just open it up, the waste dissipates, you throw the diaper away, and put a new one on. And for some reason, people are starting to claim that that's, what was the word? That was the word they used, incredibly dangerous.
I don't understand it. I mean, your car lives in your garage. Its emissions should live in your garage as well. I don't see the problem. So, okay, so just so I'm clear, these carbon monoxide poisonings are happening in people's garages?
These alleged carbon monoxide poisonings are allegedly happening in alleged garages. Yes.
Huh.
Let's be honest here. I mean, when we did the product testing for the car diapers, the researchers did tell us this could be an issue. You don't remember? No?
I was too busy figuring out how to get Tom Hanks on.
I was writing the script for that and laughing at, I'm gonna take a gump.
No, it was clearly, let me pull the papers here really quick. Yeah, that's literally right here on page 1.
Alright, let me just have a... Are you sure that says carbon monoxide? Because I'm reading carbon monoxide.
It says, do not produce this product under risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Oh, I'm sorry, extreme carbon monoxide poisoning.
I'm seeing extreme carbon monoxide poisson, which is French for fish. Are they worried that we're going to, like somehow compete with French cuisine with this product? Because that's what I'm reading there.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this product should be recalled, Jim.
Huh.
What's that word? Recall. Is that like Total Recall, like the film? Do we need to... Are you saying we need to get Arnold Schwarzenegger advertising these things?
Or are you trying to tell us we need to get our ass to Mars?
Yeah.
I think the latter. I honestly, at this point, with the hole we've dug ourselves...
I mean, I don't think we've dug a hole. I mean, a lot of holes in Boston have been dug, small child-sized ones. A lot of children are dead lately due to carbon monoxide poisoning for some reason. But I honestly don't see the link.
It might be in our best... I mean, how many of these do we have out in the market?
Let me have a look here. Hold on. I've got a number for you. We have sold to date 750,000, give or take.
No, that's a pretty healthy amount for just the Boston market.
Absolutely, for what is a luxury product as well. I mean, this is high-quality vinyl and tarp and airtight plastic that's being used here. The designer ones, of course, are very expensive, and they're very popular. So we've made a fortune on these things.
Well, the nice thing about them is that they're disposable, which means people have to keep coming back.
I will admit, once they've bought one, they don't seem, according to our market data, there don't seem to be any returning to buy new ones. They don't seem to be doing much after that. Some of our tests, the people that have actually signed on as our focus testers out in the field, seem to buy the diaper, and then any of the other things they're on for, you know, the Blade Cleanse diet pills, the Muddy Buddies, you know, Stank Puffs, they don't seem to be buying anything after that. Our logs of their receipts end there.
Now maybe
no, hold on, there's a lot of funeral bills, but that's paid for by their significant others.
So, guys, I got some great news from Dr. Nightscream about our new pharmaceutical product. that
Ooh, yeah.
I think is going to be very, very successful. As you know, we have been trying to find better ways of introducing pharmaceuticals to people, different transmission methods.
People hate needles and they don't like swallowing pills.
Exactly.
They just
And
keep
so
getting bigger and bigger. It's just...
And so when I went to Dr. Nightscream with the problem, I said, hey, we need to find a means by which people can consume their pharmaceuticals that's a little more pleasant, a little more comfortable for them. And we got to talking about, the best ways to get drugs into the system. He brought up inhalation. Unpleasant, right? It's a little bit unpleasant to have to snort a powder or, deal with some big gas mask thing. It's kind of uncomfortable. And then he very wisely suggested the penis.
The penis.
The penis, because the penis is itself basically just a tube of capillaries. And
have you ever noticed, and then, I'm not one to besmirch a co-worker unless it's Craig, but have you ever noticed that a lot of his ideas lately are about the penis?
It's true. A lot of things he's been doing. Actually, he tried to pitch me at first on the inhalation system.
Yeah.
And it involved putting a penis-shaped object into the nose and inserting it in and out rapidly a few times.
Yeah.
And
I can't help but, I like the idea, It's just, it seems very restrictive to our markets, and also, having helped him out with a few of his ideas before, I don't want to try and eat a hamburger through my penis again.
Right. Yeah. That was awkward to watch, frankly.
Only got about it half eaten. I was hungry.
So what he's come up with instead is it's kind of like a lubricant, right? Basically, it's a solution. You put it in your hand and you just rub one out. Just rub it on the penis. Just, you can go slow, you can go fast, whatever your preference is. But either way, it just absorbs into the skin of the penis and gets the drug into your system. It was difficult to get people on board with the idea of using it at first. We weren't sure because there's some discomfort. It's sort of frowned upon, I guess, in this sort of puritanical society that we live in, to do a whole lot of penis touching.
Yeah, well, men are famously worried about putting things on their penises when there's an idea that people might know that they're going to put something on their penis. Yeah,
I've never understood that. I've always just sort of thought, hey, I have a penis, I'm going to put something on it, because that's fun. But what do I know?
I'm putting something on my penis right now as we talk.
Yeah. And I appreciate you doing it underneath the table. But, you don't have to be shy.
So how did we get...
You don't have to be shy for us.
I mean, I assume we did a test group on this.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. To sort of overcome the objection, we tried to figure out, well, what could we do to get someone to just apply this themselves, right? We didn't have any instructions on the bottle. We just sort of wanted to see what people would do with it if left alone for a long enough time. So we got some people together, put them in some solitary confinement rooms with dim lighting, and just sort of left them in there for a couple of weeks, actually. It took before anybody got on board, which I found surprising. Like, I was really shocked. It was no time at all before they started masturbating. Like, that started happening within 24 hours. But it took them a while to sort of address the bottle in the room, so to speak. But eventually, they did just sort of figure out, hey, this is viscous. I can use this to jack off. And they did.
I mean, this is interesting, though, because you were saying that when you presented them with the drug to place on their penis, they were against it. They didn't want to try it. But you put an unlabeled bottle in a room for 24 hours and they did it on their own?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what people will put on their penis when left to their own devices. Like, kind of astounding.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is always only a matter of time, I find. Basically, as soon as they're convinced no one's watching, for a man to put stuff on his penis. And sometimes, even if people are watching, sometimes they'll do it quicker. It depends on the person.
So what's the marketing angle here? Because we can't say, hey, this is a dick rub. Put it on your dick.
What I'm thinking we'll need to do is have our pharmaceutical sales reps set up some private meetings with doctors, you know, so that they can demonstrate the product, so that they can get a sense of, you know, how it all works and how effective it can be. And then we can get the doctors to push it onto patients. You know, the same way we did with painkillers in the 90s. You know, the same way it went with OxyContin. And we'll just tell them, hey, you know, maybe it's addictive, maybe it's not. No, it's not addictive. Of course it's not addictive. Just push it. And they'll take care of the rest. You know, if we let them know what the kickback arrangement's gonna be, you know, one way or another, it'll move itself. I'm not too worried about it. I'm a little concerned about getting the doctors sort of into the idea of demonstrating the use. You know, but I think that they'll be comfortable with it over time. You know, we'll be able to get doctors to bring their patients into their offices and say, okay, so here's what you're going to do. And they'll just drop trowel, rub one out real quick, just to give them a demonstration. You know, maybe they can offer to do the first application themselves. I don't know. It depends, I guess, on the relationship the doctor has with their patient. But I could see this happening. I don't think it's as hard to sell as we're making it out to be. We just have to have the right circumstance.
I feel like the less information we give them, the better. I mean, if we're just putting it on a table, I mean, even if the doctor just comes in, puts the unlabeled bottle on the table, walks out.
Speaking of the bottle,
I feel like that's all the selling you need to do.
Where is that bottle? What?
Oh.
Where did I put that?
Yeah, you just had it.
I did. I just had it a minute ago.
Where's my chapstick?
Oh. Where's my coffee?
What?
All right, so I know we had a really long day of interviews the other day. Thank you guys for staying late on those.
Why are people so useless?
It's like, there's no wonder employment rates are so low in this country. Everyone we spoke to was damn near unemployable.
I mean, when we fired Craig for the last time last week, I was not prepared to go through this amount of interviewing. I mean, it takes a long time.
I'm not saying you were wrong for firing Craig. We told him enough times that his face was annoying and he needed to stop it. And he kept coming into work with the same face. And he was the same height. I'd been so annoyed by his height the past few days. They stop being 5'6". Stop it. And he didn't get shorter, he didn't get taller.
No, he was just completely useless. I'm glad he's gone, but we do need to get somebody in here to fill his role, because I got a lot of tension built up, and I'm gonna need to hit somebody pretty soon.
Yeah. Like I've got no one right now to talc my undercarriage.
All right, so let's go through the candidates really quickly. Let me get to the first resume. Creepy Pete.
Oh, Creepy Pete. I liked him.
I liked that he was called Pete. I wasn't a big fan of the fact he was so creepy.
Well, part of it was having that one completely crusted eye that wouldn't even open. Was a little unsettling. I think that would be fine to, you know, send him out on runs for Val. You know, to do little errand things for Val, because, you know, Val's into that. You know, he's going to take one look at Creepy Pete and he's going to say, hey, this is a guy I can get behind. So, you know, I mean, maybe there's a place for him as just a dedicated, contractor, and just to deal with Val.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't solve that current
No.
vacancy problem. It's problem.
I mean, it's not that Creepy Pete wasn't capable. He was certainly qualified.
He was as qualified as he was creepy.
Yeah, that's the problem. He was just too creepy.
I mean, he was a little bit too into it when I did the wax test in the eyeball. I mean, I could foresee that being an HR issue down the line.
Yeah.
He's gonna make someone uncomfortable. They're going to think it's some sort of sexual thing for him, and then we're gonna have a harassment lawsuit. Yeah. And I just can't deal with that.
So who are your top contenders?
I think for me, it was a toss-up between Cocaine Charlie and The Haunted.
You liked The Haunted.
I hesitate to use the word like. I didn't like The Haunted. As an employee, I'm trying to think to myself, can I deal with someone who's ghostly white, makes no sound when he walks, and hides sobbing behind a black, stinking rag of crow feathers?
I mean, it sounds a lot like Craig already.
Yeah. I did like the sobbing. The sobbing was a good touch, but the problem I had was that the non-corporeal nature of The Haunted might make it a little unsatisfying to flog him.
We can't flog him. He couldn't pick up our lattes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I mean, for something that is not quite of this world and betwixt the living and the dead, he had incredible references from Wells Fargo, for one.
Yeah. Well, a lot of financial institutions really liked The Haunted.
Yes, he's got a great background in banking, investment. A lot of the people I spoke to, because I mean, I really was pursuing leads on this one. I spoke to some people at Goldman Sachs. They were very much of the opinion that, yes, he is haunting, but he knows his shit when it comes to money.
I do think some of the downsides, as Comrade said, are the non-corporeal nature.
It always comes back to the flogging.
I tried to piss on him. And I thought that we were getting somewhere. I really did. Because, the misty nature surrounding him just sort of took on a yellowy tinge. But it was just very brief, and it was really unsatisfying.
It's really hard to find the people that understand what it is to be an intern. A lot of the people either seem to enjoy getting pissed on or left the interview immediately as soon as urine was coming out of ourselves. There was no middle ground. Like, who were the people who were clearly having a bad time with it, but were tolerating it? The Haunted just kind of smiled spookily and waved its finger as if to go nuh-uh at us, which I found terrible, and I feel hexed.
Also, I know we need to disregard this out of hand, but Dean Cain?
On the no pile. That's a no for me.
Honestly, as much as I like seeing him unhappy, I don't need to pay him for that.
No.
I can just...
He pays us for that.
Yeah, he pays us to make him unhappy, not the other way around.
And that's what I don't get. The money he gives us is more than the money we'd give him for the job. There was no profit in this at all.
No,
I think he just wanted something to do.
I think you're probably right. He's been pretty lonely.
He's been wanting to hang out for a while, so I'm not surprised he showed up.
I hate him.
But then we had the Weeping Creeper.
Yeah, now this was interesting because he was kind of an amalgamation between Creepy Pete and the Haunted.
Yeah,
because he was very creepy like Pete, but he was very haunting like the Haunted.
But solid.
Like physically solid. Like he could actually, pick things up and we could throw cups at him.
Right, exactly. So that was a plus. I really liked that.
There was something a little off about it, though. I mean, I honestly, I can't tell what's going on there. But, the fact that it was crying blood throughout the interview.
Not that we didn't make happen.
Yeah, that was nothing to do with us.
Like, do you remember when with Craig, like, when you'd hit him hard enough, like, he'd bleed?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, I didn't like that. It's one of the negatives for Cocaine Charlie, who I otherwise liked as well. Like, it was constantly coming out of his nose.
Now, Cocaine Charlie was, clearly we have aligned interests. Like, we have things in common, and so we got on very, very well. But it was kind of creepy to me, the way he would just, because, most cocaine users, you think of them as users, right? He was a factory, right? He came in and he had to apologize right out the gate for his runny nose, and then he snorted, and just a puff of cocaine came directly out of his nose. Now, I mean, I think that there's possibilities there. I think there are opportunities. We may be able to find a place for him somewhere in the organization, maybe just like in my office all the time.
I think he would. I was thinking like he'd look great, like replacing that fern that you recently had that died.
Right. Yeah. I think he'd be fantastic there. We'll just, have him stand in the corner with a mirror coughing, and that's worth it just for the conversation, piece in the corner.
I mean, here we have a man who seems to be more cocaine than person.
We could try it out. Just we'll give him like a 30-day trial period. We'll see how it works out, and if I'm still really high on him after that, maybe we'll see about making him full time.
Well, how did you guys feel about Dolphin Daphne? I mean, I felt like she had a lot of character there.
So damp, just like she seemed sweaty.
Well, she was a dolphin, so...
Was she a dolphin?
Oh!
Yeah, she's the whole time.
Oh, I thought she was just, like, Portuguese.
See, so that's what the tank was about. I didn't want to say anything, because I thought it was, one of those disability situations, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, God, we're going to have to build all new ramps in this place, but...
I really think that I've been mistaking Portugal for the ocean for a long time.
That could be. Nobody really thinks about Portugal.
So that was... a dolphin.
I mean, apparently.
Not a person from a different country.
I mean, she does hit the diversity metric.
No, I mean, that
Do all
does...
people from different countries look like other normal people?
I think so, to some extent. I mean, you're supposed to be able to tell the differences regionally.
Right.
But I honestly...
What about French people? The French people, the big, tall, furry ones that can, like, punch.
Right, the ones that
babies in their stomachs.
The ones that roam around the forests and make feral noises at passers-by. Yeah. That's the French.
That's a French person is the one. Like,
right,
stands on two legs, hairy, has a little baby in a pocket on its belly.
Right. Runs from people with cameras.
Yeah.
Doesn't like to be photographed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the French.
Okay, so, alright, I think I know geography now.
But I don't know. I didn't see anybody that wowed me out of this whole pack of interviews.
Well, a lot of them just ran away screaming and crying, which, that's not what you want out of an intern. You want someone who you can put cigarettes out on. You want someone whose hair you can burn. You want someone who you can take their shoes away from them and they have to walk home barefoot, while someone holds a bell behind them, ringing it, going, "Shame! Shame!" A lot of them did not like the shame walk.
Well, what about the last... What was his name? The last guy of the day. Here we go. Craig the intern.
I gotta say, honestly, I've completely forgotten about him. Like, I do not... My mind just went totally black when you said Craig the intern.
I love the name, though.
It's a great name.
It's like an intern.
Yeah, he sounds like the sort of person who would fit right in around here.
You know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just hire him.
Fuck it. Hire him. We don't have to pay him.
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook. Theme music by Ben Rama. Additional music by Alazar Chand. Our editor is Nick Malone. Get more episodes and learn how to help support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, paranoia. The more you know, the more it grows. Goodbye.